You guys remember that last week we started on statistics, as I said, ne? Then under statistics for grade 10, you are expected to know a few like numbers. The first being what we call the mean of a data set. The mean, also known as the average of a data set. What is a data set? A data set is a list of numbers. It could be the marks of 30 students in a class. It could be the temperature in a city over 7 days. It could be blood pressure in 20 patients. It could be whatever. It's just a list of numbers. That's what a data set is. So then I said that normally mathematicians, instead of them writing mean or average, they'd put like this sign, this X bar. This X bar means mean or average. That's what it means. And then the formula is the sum of values divided by the number of values. For example, if they give you a list of numbers, 1, 7, 12, 15, and they ask you to find 18, and they ask you to find the average or the mean of this data set, you then apply this formula and substitute and go, what is the sum of the values? Sum is adding all of the values, 1 plus 7 plus 12 plus 15 plus 18 over the number of values, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we've got 5 values. You put 5 there. You punch that into a calculator. And yeah, please tell me the answer there. Do it for me quickly and tell me the answer. Do you guys get an answer of 10.6? Please confirm if you get the answer of 10.6. Proper stuff. Proper stuff. Proper stuff. So that's the mean or the average of a data set. We also learned last week the so-called median. Median is essentially the middle value of a data set. So when you look at this data set there, 1, 17, 12, 15, and 18. What is the middle value? Middle value here is the 12. Why? Because it's got 2 digits on either side of it. Hence, it is the middle value. Okay, so median, another name to say this is to say middle value. Okay, and then the mathematical symbol for median is Q2. You guys remember that? We also did what we call the maximum value, the minimum value, which is just the highest number. That's the maximum value, and the minimum value is the smallest number. Okay, and then another thing that I need to mention is that whenever you ask to find the median of a data set, of a list of numbers, you must first of all arrange the list in ascending order, that is from the smallest to the largest or the biggest. Okay, so if you look at this list, you actually see that it is indeed in an ascending order, so therefore you don't have to rearrange it before you determine the median. Are we happy? Proper stuff. Remember that you're free to ask questions. You're free to ask questions, okay? You can either type or speak into the mic. Okay, proper stuff. Now let us get into the question paper now. Let's do the question paper. It's the interesting bit, the question paper. Okay, there's our paper. Where did I put it so far? Zoom in, make the paper bigger. Right, sharp. So whenever you're given data, information, you must always try to understand it. Understand it always. Okay, do not just breeze through it and then just rush to the questions. Okay, you end up making mistakes. So you must understand the data that you're given. So let us try to understand this information here. It says the line graph below shows test marks. Okay, out of 10 obtained by a class of grade by a grade 10 class, sorry. Ne? So you are looking at like data on or rather data, a data set on the marks of a grade 10 class. Okay, so this 10 doesn't mean that we had 10 learners. No, it says the test was out of a 10. So you must always, read this thing carefully so that you don't make mistakes. All right. Okay, sharp. So now we understand the information. Now let us look at the line graph and really understand what's going on. On the x-axis, you've got the marks. On the y-axis, we've got the frequency. Frequency is how often something happens. So if you go to church once a week, we say that your frequency to church per week is 1. If you go to church twice a week, we say that your frequency to church is 2. That's frequency. It's how often something happens. So now let us look at this first point here. The max 0, the frequency 0. Okay, let's look at the second point here. It says the max 1 out of 10, remember? And then the frequency is 3. This point means that 3 people got a 1 out of 10. Does it make sense? That's what this point means there. 3 people got 1 out of 10. Okay, that's this point. And then this point over here tells us that 4 people got a mark of 2 out of 10 in this class. This point there tells us that 5 people got a mark of 3 in this class. This point says 3 people got a mark of 4 out of 10 in this class. This point, 6 people got a mark of 5 out of 10 in the class. And then this point tells us no one got a mark of 6 in the class because the frequency is 0. This point tells us that 7 people got a mark of 7 in the class. 9 people got a mark of 8. So 9 people got 8 out of 10. Then 5 people got a mark of 9 out of 10. And then who got a total in class? Or how many people got total in class? Nobody. So it's 0. Do you all fully understand this line graph? Yes, no, maybe? All of us understand it, yes? Proper stuff. Yes, yes, yes. Please remember, you're free to comment or like ask your question via you can like speak into the mic, or you can just type on the comment section and ask your question again so that I can assist you. You're free to ask your question in any language. Sepedi, English, Zulu, Xhosa, whichever language you're most comfortable with, you can just type or speak. Doesn't matter. Again, proper stuff. Okay. So let's see. Let me just quickly type here. Okay. Sharp. So now, we understand the data. Let's get into it. Before we get into it, can you guys tell me how many learners are in this class? How would you find the number of learners in the class? How would you find it? This is how you'd find it. You've got 3 learners who got a mark of 1. You've got 4 learners who got a mark of 2. You've got 5 learners who got a mark of 3. You've got 3 learners who got a mark of 4. You've got 6 learners who got a mark of 5. 0 learners who got a mark of 6, so you don't count that. You've got 7 learners who got a mark of 7. You've got 9 learners who got a mark of 8. Then you've got 5 learners who got a mark of 9, and then you've got 0 learners who got a mark of 10. When you put that together, this will give you an answer 42. If I didn't make any mistake, but when you put everything together, that's 42. That's the number of learners. Do you guys see how we calculate the number of learners? Quickly test it on a calculator and see if you get the same answer. Get an answer 42. Yes? Proper stuff. Let's get into it now. First question says, complete the frequency column in the table provided in the answer book. Okay, I'm just going to give you my own frequency column here quickly. I hope I let me put it here. Here's my frequency column. Okay, so um, on the first cell, we write the marks. So the test was out of 10. Someone could get 0, 1 out of 10, 2 out of 10, 3 out of 10. Let me make this thing bigger. The this this thing. Yeah. So I said a learner could get 0 marks, could get 1 out of 10, get 2 out of 10, 3 out of 10, 4 out of 10, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 out of 10. Okay. So now how many learners got a mark of 0? Out of 10, we go to our line graph. We have 0 learners who got a mark of 0 out of 10. So we put 0 there. We go to the next point. How many learners got a mark of 1 out of 10? We look at the frequency there. It gives us 3. So we put 3 learners there. How many learners got a mark of 2 out of 10? We go to our table. We go to marks on the x-axis. We find our 2 dotted lines to the line graph. Extend the dotted lines to the y-axis. This gives us 4. So 4 learners got a mark of 2 out of 10. And then how many learners got a mark of 3 out of 10? We go to our x-axis. We find the marks. 3 dotted lines. We've got 5. We continue 4. We got 3 learners. Then 5, we got 6 learners. 6, no learner got a mark of 6 out of 10. 7, we've got 7 learners who got 7 out of 10. 8, we've got 9 learners who got 8 out of 10. 9, we've got 5 learners who got that. Then 10, we've got 0 learners. Okay, so this is our frequency column or frequency table. Easy peasy, né? Nothing complicated here, right? Proper stuff, proper stuff. Let me just quickly clear this. Let me clear my screen because we're gonna need like a nice neat line graph on the following questions. Right, so let's push. We've answered 1.1. Let's go to 1.2. Okay, 1.2, I don't know if you guys can see it. Says how many learners wrote the test. Okay, so they're asking you the total number of learners who wrote the test. So you're just going to add the frequency column. Just going to add everything here. This will give you an answer 42. That's very easy. You don't need to think here. That's why there's 1 mark. Please also remember that whenever you read a question, you must also look at the mark. It will give you an idea of the difficulty or how easy it is to get the answer. Okay, 1.3 says calculate the range of the data. Calculate the range of the data. What is range? Range is this. It is the gap between the highest value and the lowest value. So range is given by the formula for range, the maximum value minus the minimum value. Okay, so if it's class marks, for example, the reason why mathematicians would be interested in finding the range, that is the gap between the maximum value and the minimum value, it is for quality purposes. They want to know what is the gap between the top learner and the lowest performing learner. If the gap is small, it means that the class is doing very well, because if the top learner got 100% and then the gap between the top learner and like the lowest learner is 20%, it means that the lowest learner in the class got 80. So it's a good statistic. Okay, but obviously the analysis depends on the type of information you're dealing with. All right, sharp. So now let's do our range. What mark did the lowest learner get? Class, what mark did the lowest learner get? Please type or yeah, or just speak into the mic. Bruce, what mark did the lowest learner get? What mark did the highest performing learner get? Alex, Teto, Mpela, McDonald's in the flesh. Re atlegile. Naledi. Okay. Are we still there, guys? Are we still there? Yes. So we're trying to find the range, ne? Let's find the range. Let's start by substituting the maximum value. That's quicker. Maximum value. Remember that no learner got a mark of 10. We get this from a line graph because at 10, we've got 0 frequency. Okay. Are there any learners who got 9? Well, yes, there are learners who got a 9, and there's 6 of them. So therefore, the highest learner got 9. Then minus the lowest performing learner. Is there any learner who got a 0? Well, no, you don't have any frequency at 0. Is there any learner who got a 1? Yes, we've got 3 learners, but obviously we're just going to put 1 there. Okay, so that's your range. So this gives us an answer of 8. So the gap between the highest performing learner and the lowest performing learner is 8, which is not a good thing, right? Because it means that you're not balanced as a teacher. If you're a teacher and given this class, you see this huge gap, it means that there's something that you're doing wrong as a teacher, because you can't have the gap to be 8 if you marked out of 10. It's like the gap is like 80%. It's not good. Okay, so that's how you analyze the data. Proper stuff. Any questions? Any questions? Okay, thank you, Boginkosi Mahlangu. Thank you, Boginkosi Mahlangu, for the kind words. Kabelo, you've got a question, mate? Kanyo? All right. Bokang? All right. Okay, let's move now. Let's move. Okay, proper stuff, proper stuff, proper stuff. Let's move now. What are we doing now? We're doing the next question. The next question is very interesting. Let me just quickly do this. Okay, the next question says 1.3.2, calculate the mean for the test, the mean mark. You guys remember what mean is? It's just the average mark, the X bar. All right. So as I've showed you in the introduction, that the mean of any data set is the mean, also known as X bar or average, doesn't matter. It's given by this formula, the sum of the values. Remember, sum means when you plus numbers, that's a sum. Difference when you minus numbers. Product is when you times numbers. Quotient is when you divide numbers. Okay, the sum of the values over the number of values. All right, so that's what it is. So normally you get like a data like this. They'll give you like marks of people would be 1. Someone got a 7. Someone got an 8. Someone got a maybe a 10. Someone got a something like that. And then they ask you to find the mean. So obviously you're gonna add, you're gonna substitute this formula, sum of the values, 1 plus 7 plus 8 plus 10 over what is the number of values? You got 1, 2, 3, 4 values. Okay, then this will give you an answer of 26 divided by 4. This will give you an answer of 6.5, for example. Ne? Okay, sharp. That's your average. But now look at this. You're working with sort of not group data, but this line graph gives you like the information differently. It doesn't give you the list of the marks, but it gives you the marks in the form of a table. So now what you're going to do is you're going to apply that formula, ne? The mean formula. How are you going to do? You're going to do it like so. You've got learners who got 1, ne? 1, ne? You put the mark. How many learners you've got? 3 learners. Instead of you saying 1 plus 1 plus 1, ne? Rather just say 1 times 3 and then plus. You've got learners who got a mark of 2. How many of them? 4 of them. Instead of you saying 2 plus 2 plus 2 plus 2, just say 2 times 4. Yavakala matot. Is it clear? Okay. And then next 3, you've got 5 learners. So you just essentially use your frequency diagram there. Just do this for me. Just go X bar. Gonna need a bit of space there. Just go X bar equal to, add the values. Go start with this. It's 1 times 3 plus this 2 times 4 plus this 3 times 5. If you are good at maths, you can just put 15. Then this 4 times 3. Then the next one, 5 times 6, that's 30. The next one, 6 times 0, you don't have to put it. Then 7 times 7. Plus 8 times 9. Plus 9 times 5. Then plus 10 times 0, which won't give you anything. All over the number of values. What are the number of values? You can't be like 1, 2, 3. It is the total number of learners in the class. It's the total number of the total frequency there, which you've already calculated before the 2. Okay, can you guys punch that for me and tell me the answer? Okay, let me just, I also do it on my side as well. So it's 3 plus 8 plus 15 plus 12 plus 30 plus 49 plus 64, 72 plus 100 minus, okay, then this will give us an answer of 5.57. Do you guys get the same answer? Easy peasy, ne? Sharp. So that's how you calculate the mean if you're given like a line graph like that. Any questions? Please ask your questions if you have any questions. No questions. All right. All right. All right. All right. So we're gonna move to the next question if you guys don't have a question. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna quickly. Thank you, Norma, for joining. I see you there, Norma. Karabo, I see you. Mahlako, I see you. Okay. Let's just quickly share this. I wanna move this thing there. Let's move it there. Yeah. I'll move it here and cancel that. Okay, sharp. Move to the next question. What does it say? It says 1.4. Determine the median for the data. This is very interesting. Median for the data. Okay. Where now what you're used to is this. You get a data set like this. 1, maybe 5, 6, 8, maybe 2, 18. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 11, like this, ne? So let me just put two different data sets. We've got 1, 5, 6, 8, 2, 18, 11, 22. Okay, so now let's focus on these two different data sets here, this and that, ne? Okay, so now if they ask you to find mean in this, I'm just doing an example before we do that very question in the question paper. If they ask you to find the median, sorry, not the median, the median of this data set, which is Q2, what you should first do is put the data in ascending order. Why? Because the median of a data set is just the middle value. So obviously you can't find like the middle of something if you don't arrange it in ascending order from smallest to biggest. So we're gonna first of all arrange this data in ascending order. So it's 1, 2, 5, 6, 8, 11, 18. All right, proper stuff. Now let's look for the median, the middle value, which happens to be 6. Why do we say that 6 is the median or the middle value? It is because it's got 3 digits on either side. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, hence the middle value. Okay, that's our Q1. Q2, sorry. Okay, so sometimes, yeah, so that's about that. And then how many values do you have in total? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 values. So whenever you've got a data set with an odd number of values, 7 values, 9 values, 11 values, 13 values, 15 values, you always have one middle value. Whereas when you have an even number of values in a data set, you always gonna have two middle values. I'll show you this from this other data set. Let's put it in ascending order as well. 1, 2, 5, 6, 8, 11, 18, 22. All right. So the middle value here is not 6, because if you make it 6, you've got 3 values this side, you've got 4 values, so it can't be the middle value. 8 can't be the middle value either, because you've got 4 values there, you've got 3 values there. So therefore, you're forced to make this couple as the middle values. So your middle value answer would be Q2, is equal to, instead of you writing 6 and 8, you just write 6 plus 8, you divide that by 2. Are we together? This will give us 7. So 7 is our middle value. Do you guys see that? So here we had 8 values in total here. Here we had 7 values. So when you have an even number of values in a data set and you're looking for the median, you're always going to have a couple, 2 of them. But if you're dealing with an odd numbered list of values, or a list of values, you always have one middle value, one median. Please confirm if it makes sense by way of a thumbs up or comment or something, just to confirm that you understand what's going on. You can't see the whiteboard. Who else can't see the whiteboard? Who else can't see it? Bokan, can you see the whiteboard? Bokan, can you see the whiteboard? Can you see? All right. The Okay. So just go leave the meeting and then come back immediately and see if you can't see the screen. Can you just do that for me quickly? Just wait for you, ne? All right. Yeah, okay, she can see now. Okay. So what I was explaining was that when you have a list of values, right? And you're looking for what we call the median, the middle value, ne? When you count your values, ne, if it's odd numbered, if it's an odd number of values or data, like 3, 5, 7, 9, 11, 13, 15, 17, 18, 17, 8, 17, 19, 21, and so on, eh? You always have one middle value. Okay, in this case, we've got 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And then 6 is our middle value. You're just going to have 1. But on this other data set, we've got an even numbered data set. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 values. So we are always going to have 2 middle values, because you can't have 1. If you choose 6 to be the middle value, you're going to have 3 digits this side, 4 digits this side, which doesn't make sense. Can't be a middle value. The same with 8. So therefore, you're forced to take the 2. And how you present it in the exam, you can't say, my middle values are 6 and 8. No, you're going to add them first and divide by 2 and get the answer. This will then be your middle value. Are we together? All right. So sometimes you find that the list of values is long. Like you get like maybe 21 values, or 31 values, or 51 values, or 57 values. So now this is how you sort of locate the median when you are dealing with an odd numbered list. Odd numbered list. If your data set is odd numbered, right? It is you've got 7 numbers, you've got 9 numbers, and so on. You do this. This is how you count. You go count. I'll show you something. Just give me a second. Let me cook. You go n minus 1 over 2, where your n is the number of values. In this case, our n is 7. 7 minus 1 over 2 gives us an answer of 3. This means that you count 3 digits before you get to the median. So, therefore, in our case, we count 1, 2, 3. Then the number next door is the median, 6. You don't have to be bothering yourself and looking at both sides. You just count 3 times, and the next value will be your median. Does that make sense? You don't have to bother yourself. Then when you're dealing with an even numbered list, you use this to count, this formula to count. Okay, then your n is the number of values. In our case, on this data set there, n is 8, so this will give you an answer of 3. Then you're going to count 3 digits before you get to the middle pair. 1, 2, 3. Then the next two numbers are the pair of or rather the median values, and then you want to divide that by 2. Okay, these things have been in existence for many, many years. I remember when I was in grade 11. I was in grade 11, yeah. I sort of discovered this. I saw it and I was like, I thought it was a theorem. I was like, this is my theorem. And I went to my maths teacher. I was like, hey, sir, look at this. This is what I discovered last night. It's like, I achieved this thing already exists. I'm like, damn it. Ish, I was supposed to be famous. Okay, but it was just too easy for it to be a discovery, bro. Okay, any questions? No questions. Teto, do you have a question? Brown, do you have a question? Amanda, do you've got a question? December? Okay, fair. So now we understand what's going on now, ne? So now we're gonna go back to our thingy, our question paper. Let's do this. Okay, go back to our question paper. It's in the question. It's determine the median of the data. Okay, the middle value. So before we even look at it, we've got 42 digits or numbers. Can you guys tell me if you're going to have one middle value or a pair of middle values? A couple. Is the data odd numbered or even numbered? We've got a group of learners who wrote a test out of a 10. We are told that the total number of learners is 42. Now we asked to find the median. My question is, we're gonna have like one median, or we're gonna have like two like numbers, of which we're gonna divide by 2 and get one number. Can someone comment there? Can somebody comment? 2, yeah. Someone says 2, proper stuff. Offense says 2. We're gonna get 2. Why? Because I just mentioned not so long ago, gore. I just mentioned gore. If the number tša gago, how do counter? Ke odd number. Ke tše 7 or ke tše 9 or ke tše 11. If a number how do counter difa even odd number. Go ra gore median ya gago e tlo ba nomoro e tee fela. Median ya go izo ba e number e 1. But if you count them and you find that like the values or list of numbers are odd, are even numbers. So it's 8, 6, 12, 18, 24, 50. If it's even, then you're going to have a couple. You're going to have two middle values. So yeah, that's about that. So manje, so we have that 42 learners wrote the test. So therefore, we're going to have two middle values, okay, of which we're going to divide by 2. Sharp. So now how do we find this middle value? Okay, so we're going to use this count method that I just taught you. Now I taught you that how to count if it's odd numbered, you go n minus 1 over 2. If it's even numbered, I taught you it is n minus 2 over 2. Now, since it's even numbered, we're going to use this formula. So we're going to go n minus 42 minus 2 over 2 gives us a 20. So which means that we're going to count 20 digits, and then the next 2 digits will be our middle values. Are we together? The same way here, when we applied this formula, there, when we applied this formula, got an answer of 3. We knew that we counted 3 times 1, 2, 3, and then the next 2 numbers are our median values. Okay, so now let's count 20 times until the median values. We're going to use our diagram to do so. Or you can even use the frequency thingy table. When you add these two, you get 7. When you add until here, it's going to be 7 plus 5. 7 plus 5 is 12. Plus 3, this whole thing is 15. okay, plus 6, it'll give you 21. Okay, so that means the 20th number, will be, or the 20th like mark will be 5. Then the 21st mark would also be 5 as well. You guys see that? The 21st mark will also be 5 because it belongs to this group. Does that make sense? Please say if it makes sense or not. Ke a kgopela, please say. Dlamini? Ne? Yeah, so since we know that we're gonna count 20 times, the 21st value will be the first member of our median, and the 22nd value will be the second member. So the 21st member comes from this group. So someone got a 5, and then the 22nd member doesn't come from the 6 because nobody got a 6, comes from the 7. So therefore, the middle values will be 5 and 7. So it's going to be 5 plus 7 over 2, which gives us 6. Wait, 2. Yes, gives us 6. Yeah. Ne? So therefore, the median is 6. Easy peasy, ne? Who doesn't understand this? Who does not understand it? Offensive Fanny, do you understand, mate? Do you get it? Yeah? Or Reatlegile? Verstaan jy? Lekker brew, yeah? Lekker brew. Okay, this is nice. So, you guys see that this is not difficult. If you'd waited until third term, it was probably going to be difficult. Don't ask me why. Okay, sharp. So that's about that. Our median is 6. It's Q2 is 6. We've already established. Q2 is equal to 6. Okay, sharp. Then the last question, 1.5, asks us to find or draw what we call a box and whisker diagram of the data. You guys remember last week on our like sessions on statistics, I sort of derived the so-called box and whisker diagram. So basically it looks like this, a box, and you've got like something like this, ne? And then this is the minimum value of the data. This is the maximum value of the data. And then this will be the Q2, which is the median. The value here will be Q1. The value there will be Q3. And then below it should have like a number line, ne? A number line. Let's just say 0. It's maybe 1 there. Maybe it's 2, 0. Maybe 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and so on. So you might find, just an example, ne? You might find, or you find that the lowest performing learner in the class got a 3, the highest performing learner got a 10, then the learner in the middle of the data got a 6, and the learner who's in the middle of the first part of the data got a 5, and the learner who's in the middle of the second part of the data got an 8. If you didn't attend last week, this could be Greek, but it is absolutely easy. You guys remember that. It was just so easy how we sort of derived it. Yes? Are we all happy? Please show a thumbs up. Say something on the comment section just to show that you understand. A thumbs up. Remember, we don't charge you anything for reacting or, yeah, commenting. Cooler. Yes. Everything is easy there, yeah? Proper. Okay, let's now draw this so-called box and whisker diagram. Okay, so first of all, you must look at your range or domain. Obviously, the marks we're talking about are from 0 to 10, so it's just easy for you to just draw a number line like this. Like this. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, then now let us start with the minimum value. The lowest performing learner in the class didn't get a 0 because there's no one there, got a 1. So you're gonna sort of draw your line there. That's your minimum value. Let's write min there so that you guys can see. And then the maximum value, the highest performing learner, did they get a 10? No one got a 10. Did they get a 9? Yes, there's 5 learners who got a 9. So you're just going to put another sort of line there by a 9. Okay. Then now the middle value, the median, we also already calculate that to be 6. So you're going to do this, a bigger line like that. That's your median. Okay. So now the next step is for you to find Q1 and Q2. Okay. So that let's just say the Q1 is 4, Q2 is 7. Then this will be your complete diagram. Okay. So now let us first find the Q1 and Q2. This is how we find it. You guys remember that if this was your data set, just an example so that you guys remember what we are talking about here. If this is your data set, this, né? And then you're looking for Q2, which is the median. That's your 6. Okay. Now, what is Q1? Q1 is the median of the first half of the data. So this is the first half of the data. This is the second half of the data. So the median is the middle value or the median of the second part. So sorry, the Q1 is the median of the first part of the data, which happens to be 2 here. So this will be a Q1, and then this will be a Q3. That is the median of the second part of the data. Are we happy? Proper stuff. Now, when you are dealing with, so this is what happens when you deal with data like this. So now when you deal with an even numbered data set, ne? So here we know that these are median values. Let me use a different color, red, maybe it'll work. These are median values, ne? 6 and 8. Okay. So now let us find Q1 and Q2. You're not gonna go like Q is a 2 is a Q1 because it's the median of the first part of the data. 18 is Q2 Q3 because the second is the median of the second part of the data. You're going to divide this data like this. You're gonna cut it here. Ne? You're gonna cut it there. And therefore, this will be the first part of the data. This will be the second part of the data, as opposed to this one where once it's the median, you just cut the data like that. Ne? But here, you cut it like that. Are we happy with that? When you have two median values. Then the median values would be, in this case, 2 and 5. This will be 11 and 18. Please show by way of thumbs up if you understand what's going on. Tato Makeleni, please confirm. Kabza Kabelo, please confirm Bozayam. Bokang, Lamini, yes? Kanyo? Alright, alright. All of you understand. Who put this number here? Okay, sharp. So we all understand. So now we're going to apply that on our data set. Okay. Remember what we're looking for now is we're looking for. Let me go back to the data. We're looking for the Q1 and Q3. Okay. So now our data set we've got 42 numbers. So therefore, if we were to cut the data into 2 halves, we would do it like this, right? So they have a certain number of values, certain number of values there. If we talk about 42 numbers or list of numbers or digits, whatever, if you cut into 2, we're gonna have 21 this side, 21 that side. I get? Do you guys understand? That's how we're gonna split the data. I get? And then since this is odd, ne? It means that the middle value of this will just be 1 value because it's odd. Okay? Sharp. This as well. So now let us count like let us count. Let's use the formula to count where the middle value is on the first part of the data. We use the formula that I taught you not so long ago. It is n over 1 over 2 like that. Our n is the number of values, in this case 21. 21 minus 1 over 2. This gives us 10. So that means you have to count 10 values first, and then the 11th value is your median of the first part of the data. So let's go. You can use this line graph, or you can use the frequency table. The 11th value is our Q1. Let's cancel here. If you didn't start the session, then you think that maths is difficult. If you do not start the session with us, you think it is difficult. If you missed the intro. Okay, so we've got 4 values there, 7 there. Then there we've got 12. So, okay, so here we've got 7 values, there we've got 12. So the 11th value is here. The 7th value is here, which is 3. Do you guys see that? You guys see that? proper stuff. So now we are now look. This is our Q1. So now we're looking for Q3. So Q3, obviously, the second part of the data, we've got 21 values. So and then what's the position of the number? Still 10 as well. So we're gonna count from the bottom, 10. So here we've got a 5 here. 5 plus 9 gives us 14. So therefore, the value we're looking for is somewhere here, which happens to be 8. So your Q3 will be equal to 8. So therefore, you're going to go to your diagram. Your Q1 is 3. Your Q3 is 8. So therefore, your box will be like this. And you draw like a young line there, a young line there. You write minimum, you write max, and you write Q2, Q1, Q3. Easy peasy, ne? Delicious. So that's how we deal with statistics. You see how easy this thing is. So what you guys are going to do for me is that I'm gonna send you this question paper and its memorandum on our WhatsApp group, so that you guys can just relook at this whole thing and revise and enjoy. So you'll be pleased to know that the session is recorded. Let me just quickly stop it before it just disappears. The recording disappears. Let me just quickly.